everyone, today I'm going to show you how to paint a very quick Valentine card. So I'm just going to start, that's my dog if you can hear that. I'm not sure if that will come through on the video or not, but I imagine it will. So I'm going to start off by mixing some paint. I have some alizarin crimson, and I think I'm going to make kind of a orangey brown, whatever's left from that. Okay, so kind of like a muted pink almost. Let's see. I might add just a little bit more orange to that to make it almost like a coral, like a peachy coral, really pretty. Let's see, what else do we want to do? Maybe like a nice purple. My dog has a lot to say today. Hopefully that doesn't bother anybody. Okay, so I have my three colors, and this could not be simpler, faster, or easier. Anyone, absolutely anyone can do this. So I'm going to start with my red here, and it's best if you have a brush that's like a square brush with a flat edge. And I'm just going to start making some rectangles. They don't have to be perfect. They can be a little wonky. If you have a little more pigment in some areas of them than the other, that's totally fine too. So they don't have to be exactly the same size. I'd say try to keep them around the same size, but it's not a big deal if like that one kind of got a little large, but just about making it quick and easy. And I guess I have to make it quick because I think my dog wants to play. She's so funny. Let's see there. All right, I have a few of that color. So now I'm going to come in with my coral color here. And we're just go like all different directions to kind of fill your space. This is so pretty, this color. And they can even come off the edge of the paper a little bit. I think I'll do this one like this way. You just kind of want to mix them up a bit in different directions, so you have a little more visual interest. Let's see. I don't want everything quite going the same direction, and I still need some space for my purple. So let's add a few purple in before I lose any more space here. We do want to leave some space around our rectangles because these are going to be our envelopes. And I think I'll put one right here. All right, try to get things as balanced as you can. If things feel a little unbalanced, it's okay, don't worry about it. It's like I kind of have this blank area here, but I'm going to fill that in after. So now that we've done that, we're just going to let this dry. I'm going to add a little more darkness over here. So I have a little bit of variation from light to dark, but that's about it. My paper's wet, so this is kind of a cheaper paper. It's starting to curl, not a big deal. I'm just going to let it dry because that curling will actually be an advantage to me because my pigment is going to lean in that direction of the way it's bending. So after this dries, we'll come back, and as you can see, like some of these are like a little wonky. They're not perfectly straight. They don't have to be. Just get that color on there and let it dry. And then when we come back, I'm going to show you what to do next. So if you'd like to, you can use a round brush, but what I found works really well is to use a filbert. So this is a very small filbert brush. This is a size 6 Golden Natural blend by Silver Brush Company. And what works really well, and you might want to practice a few if you're not feeling confident, what works really well is to just hold your brush, not on this side, but the skinny side, and then you're just going to press down and lift up, so like you're stamping, and then go at an angle for the heart, press down and lift up, and that gives you a little heart, and you can practice a couple of those until you get it just how you want it. So for this part, not only do I want to go around and make hearts, but I also want to make sure that I'm making the hearts in all different directions. So not just up and down. So I'm just going to turn my page as I go. And hopefully this doesn't make you too dizzy. They can be different sizes. You could do them different colors if you wanted to. You can really make it your own. I'm going to flip that upside down. Put a few upside down hearts here and there. And using this as a stamp just makes it go so fast. Don't have to refill your brush too often. And if you get a little bit of a wonky one, you could just leave it that way and then outline it later. Or you can just come in and make it a little bigger. That's fine. If you feel like some of them are a little too light, you could always come back and add a little bit more, make them a little darker. Oh, I smeared one of them. Oops, that's exactly why I waited for my squares to dry, because I know myself well enough to know if there is wet paint on my page, I am going to smear it. So, oh well, that's all right. Okay, so let's give those a minute to dry, and then we are going to come back in with a black Micron pen. Okay, so I have a couple different sizes of Micron pens, and I am going to start with my 05 to do the envelopes. And my hearts are not quite dry, but I'm just going to try to be a little neat with it. So I'm going to start with this envelope right here. And first we're going to draw the outline of our envelope. And when you do this, you don't need to be neat about it. In fact, I think it looks better if you go over some of the paint or leave some areas of paint, leave some areas where it's not painted. So for example, I'm going to come up here for my first line of the side of my envelope. And this is the top of my envelope and the side of my envelope. So see how the paint extends beyond my envelope? That's fine. It's totally fine. I think it looks a little nicer if at least one of your sides has a little bit of overlap somewhere. So for each of these rectangles, we're going to draw a rectangle around the outside. Then we're going to come from the top to about center. And you could make your envelopes have like a curved point to them, or they can be pointy. I'm going to do mine pointy. It's pretty simple. So we're just going to come down and up, just like that. And don't worry about it being exactly centered. It really won't matter in the end. And then you can either come up from your corner to the side or from the side down to your corner, just like that. So we're going to go all the way around and do each one. So on this one, I'm going to come across here. Just like so. And let's go around. Try not to put my finger in my paint here. And on this side, and if they end up not exactly perfect, it's okay. In fact, I think they always look better in the end when they're not so precise and perfect. So on this one, my paint was a little wonky, so I'm actually going to make my envelope a little shorter than what my paint was. And just continue all the way around. It's so fun and so relaxing, and I really think no matter what you do with this, they're just gonna come out so nice and so cute. You really can't mess this up. This is a really great project, even for like kids. Little kids could do this. You could do like a small card with just like one envelope in the center. There's so many ways you can make this work. So let's come here with this one. We'll let this one run off the side of the page. And as you can see, when you use a lot of water or you mix your colors and they granulate, it just makes it look so pretty. And you could either do the next step with a paint pen, like a fine tip Posca, or you could do it with a thin paint on a paintbrush with a liner. You could use a colored pen. I'm just going to use black for this next step, but I'm going to draw little dashes around my painting and through the hearts, or kind of connecting some of the hearts, and that's going to help draw your your eye through the entire painting. So from here, just going to do little dashes. You can just kind of go all over the place. They can run over each other. And let's see, you can have this one come down here. Just keep going around your painting, and the dashes, they kind of remind me of like a drawing of an airplane with little dashes coming off the back, but they also kind of remind me of like a kite, almost like the little hearts are tiny little kites floating through. So you could totally leave it like this if you want to, or you could come back in and draw some little hearts on some of the envelopes. I'm actually gonna, for the dashes, I had switched to my 01 Micron. I'm not sure if I said that. But for the hearts, I'm going to come back with a thicker Micron. This is my 03. And this is optional, but if you want to give some more definition to the edge of your envelope, you can absolutely do that. Or let's say you made a line that you don't really like and you just want to thicken it a little bit to give it some more definition. You could just do one side. I kind of like that with just one side of it a little darker, almost like it's starting to lift up a little bit. And then we can draw little hearts on our envelopes. You could come back in with white gouache or like a white jelly roller pen and color in your hearts with white if you want to. There's just so many options. You could also outline these hearts, which I kind of debated doing because I smudged, so I kind of felt like it might look a little cuter. Let's go ahead and do that. I didn't do it on my other one. I'm going to show you my other one in a little bit. But we could outline my hearts, and as I do this, I'm not going to worry about where my paint is. So it's totally fine to have the paint outside your lines. No need for it to be exactly within your lines. I think it gives it more character if you just go without. And since I went with a lighter color for my hearts, I think that kind of gives it a little bit of definition. But there's really so many ways with this to make it your own. You could put a heart seal on every single one of these envelopes. I just did a few of them. I might do this one down here. Yeah, and that's basically it. And I'll show you what I like to do next. This is completely optional, but I have this little corner punch. So this is going to round out the corners so that I can glue it onto a card and make some Valentine cards. So that's what it looks like once you've rounded your corners. And if you put it onto a card, this is what they will look like. This is one I've already made. So, oh, actually I have that upside down. But as you can see, this one I used some gold ink to make the dashes, and I did not outline my hearts. And then this one I did with some different colors. So yeah, just really fun and super, super quick and easy way to make some Valentine cards. And I hope maybe you even make these with your kids or grandkids.